It is time now for our big board, and our team of insiders are standing by there at the big board. First up, singer-songwriter Ed Sheeran is being sued to the tune of $20 million for his hit song Photograph. He's accused of allegedly copying a song called Amazing, which was released in 2010 by British X Factor winner Matt Cardle. Rolling Stone's senior writer Brian Hyatt is going to join us. He's going to weigh in on that. And before you do that, Brian, let's play each of the songs and see what people are talking about. First, here's Ed and Photograph.
So you can keep me inside
I love this song.
Me too. Sing it, Robin.
You don't want me to sing it. I don't want to get sued. I don't want to get sued. All right, now let's hear the other song.
How did you find me? Came out of nowhere like light.
Okay.
It's kind of amazing.
All right. What do you think there, Brian?
I mean, you can hear a little similarity there. Yeah, you can.
You certainly can, but I mean, songwriting is tricky. How do you actually prove that somebody purposely did something like that?
Well, you don't actually have to prove that they purposely did it. What you do have to just prove is that the similarities are overwhelming enough that they owe you the credit. In this case, they're claiming that 70% of the chorus is the same and something like 39 notes are the same. So it's just, you know, they just have to convince a jury that the similarity is enough that they have to turn over credit and some money.
$20 million is a lot of similarity.
Yes.
But also, Brian, the lawyer who is suing Ed Sheeran already won a case against for Marvin Gaye's family against Pharrell for $5.3 million. But there are so many songs that we always hear.
Oh,
and I go, man, it sounds a lot like this other song. Why don't artists pursue this a lot more?
Well, you know, it's one thing to have similarities. Listen, there's only 12 notes. There's only so many chord progressions. It's another thing to have a chorus, an essential part of a song, be almost identical. I mean, look at the case where, you know, it wasn't even a case, it was just a song, the Sam Smith song that sounded exactly like a Tom Petty song in the chorus. There didn't even need to be a lawsuit brought. The similarity was brought up, and Sam Smith and his writer said, listen, you got us, and turned over some credit. So that just happens.
Yeah, it does happen, but both great songs. Let's just leave it at that. They're both really good. Catchy tunes.
Enjoy both of them, and may the best team win. Yeah. Let's see how that goes.
I think the Ed Sheeran one's better, but you know.
Okay, Brian.
All right, Brian. Thank you, Brian. And now to some bad news for women's tennis star Maria Sharapova. The International Tennis Federation is suspending the 5-time Grand Slam champion after she tested positive for doping at the Australian Open in January. And Patrick McEnroe, our tennis analyst for ESPN, joins us now. Patrick, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing great. Good to see you, Michael. You too, Robin.
Thank you, Patrick.
Now, Patrick, this is big for Maria Sharapova, obviously, but it's a big statement for the game of tennis. But Maria said she'll appeal. They said that what she did was not intentional. But they confirmed their finding unanimously. What do you think of her punishment? Do you think it's a little too severe?
No, I think it's about right, Michael. I think if you go by the letter of the law, you could say it wasn't intentional what she did over the last couple of years. And remember, this drug she was taking was not illegal until early this year. Then Maria Sharapova says she continued to take it because she didn't open her emails, nor did anyone on her team open the emails that came from the tennis governing bodies alerting the players of this drug now being on the banned list. But if you go back and read the 33-page report, Michael, which I know you did, just like I did,
Absolutely.
Yeah, right.
you will see that Sharapova's story really doesn't hold up. Certainly from a moral standpoint, it was pretty clear to me in reading the report that she was taking this drug for many years, not for health reasons, as she said she was, but to better her performance. And I think that was the bottom line. You know, she could have gotten 4 years. It was a 2-year ban. I think there's a chance that they might cut it down when they go to the CAS to appeal this to a year or so. This has happened before to other professional tennis players.
Patrick, if it does stay the 2-year ban, she'll be almost 31 when she's able to play again. Does this, in essence, end her career?
Absolutely not, Robin. I don't believe that at all. She's one of the fiercest competitors that tennis has ever seen. That's why, in my opinion, she was able to win 5 Grand Slam titles. So you got Federer at 35, Serena at 35 later this year. There's no doubt that she can come back and still be a force.
Yeah, I have to agree with you on that.
And as an athlete, I know they say what you put in your body is your responsibility. It's up to you to stay on top of the list when we send it out.
And you're both former professional athletes. Come on, Patrick, you know what you're taking. You know what you're putting in your body, just like Michael said.
Well, Michael's 100% right. It's up to the athlete to be responsible. She was clearly irresponsible. So was everyone else on her team. Look, she's making $30 million a year. She's a big business. You would think someone would be on top of this. They were not. Now she's paying the price.
She is, but Nike, they lifted their suspension, and she's now back on their payroll.
Open those emails.
Yeah. Open those emails. All right, Patrick, thank you. Now, our flying cars, I can't believe I'm saying it, finally here, the company behind the EHang 184, a self-flying passenger drone, has just announced they expect to begin testing in the skies over Nevada later this year. Allison Chantel, executive editor from Tech Insider, joins us now. Come on. Is this for real? Is this really going to happen?
I've got to say, so it is for real from a technical standpoint. The technology exists to make self-driving cars, drones, what have you, a real thing. This is no longer science fiction. That said, you will not be commuting in these or going to the grocery store in these anytime soon.
Well, I'll tell you what, Allison. I'm never getting in a car like that. I'm too big to get in a car like that.
Well,
I won't even ride a horse because I feel bad for the horse.
So, Michael, I have to ask, how much do you weigh? Because this thing can't carry very much weight.
She's asking you that question.
Probably about 240.
240?
So, actually, I don't think this would fly because it actually needs 220 pounds or less.
Just missed it. But you would get in it. Let's bring it back, Patrick and Brian. Would you guys get in that drone? Patrick, would you do it?
Listen, Robin, after I spent 2 hours in Midtown because the president decided to come to New York yesterday, sign me up. I'm all in.
Here, how about you, Brian?
Yeah, I felt the same way packed in the subway trying to go to a Beyonce concert last night, so absolutely, yeah.
I'll sit in traffic and I will just stay in the subway. I'm not flying in those drones. I'm too big for that.
And Michael, you are one good-looking 240, let me tell you that.
Well, thank you, Patrick. I appreciate it.
Thanks to all three of you, Allison, Patrick, Brian.